Silence. What's there to say about it? When you hear the word silence or stillness, it invites you to feel it. Feel it as presence in the body, holding the body. With loving presence. When you look into Ramana's eyes, what do you see? If you see something, look deeper. We could say that this whole journey to discovering who and what we are is the journey to nowhere. To find nothing. Is that what you're looking for? Nothingness. Void. Infinite pregnant void. If you drop into silence and everything falls away, is it soft or hard? It's hard. Let it soften. Let it soften. Let it soften until that space itself beats as love, pure love. And that's where you recognize that I am everything and I am nothing. It's not one or the other. It's not emptiness or form. It's both at the same time. It's only when the mind stops the natural flow and self-references and reflects upon the experience that it separates the totality from itself, the one wholeness. And so the real practice is just be that. Just become it. Just allow it. Just allow that to reveal itself. It's here already. There's lots of things that aren't here. Most of spirituality is taking us from here. But this spirituality, this spirit, is here now. This is why the direct path is the only path. We can go on a journey, but when we wake up, it's now. So let that moment just be here. That's simple. And what is the portal? Stillness. What is the practice? Be still. How do we do it? Relax. Let go. Let it be done to you. Most of us can't be that simple, and it's hard because being that simple requires openness. Openness of heart, of body, of mind. Because when we open to that presence, if we're not already in intimate connection with that and recognize that as our self, it's still recognized as other. Even presence. Even in this moment, there can be a field. Can you feel it? Mm-hmm. Is the field you? If it is, done. We're done. If it's not, let's soften a bit more. Let's take the rest of the day to do what? Soften. Simplicity is the core. It's often said that there's nothing to do to wake up, to be what we are. So do nothing, stop doing, start being. But don't think it, feel it. Feel it. If you're heart-centered, feel the love and then drop deeper into the silence below the heart. If you can drop into the belly and feel it in the belly, pumping, and soft belly pumping and breathing is silence. Let it drop deeper. Let it fall right to the core of the earth, into the emptiness, the womb. It's all one. It's all silence. Oneness, wholeness, means that there's one substance. And the substance is silence. And the felt sense is presence. Out of that, the world, God, the mind, other emerges. But I'm inviting us to go right to the source. And it's not difficult. It's not. If you can imagine, children know more about enlightenment than any adult does. What do they know? It's not a mental knowing, because of course this knowledge of self is not mental, intellectual. We could say it's more experiential, but it's even more fundamental than that. When you look at a child and they're just looking with bright eyes, wide open, what's looking? What are they connected to? If you have a pet, they're beautiful teachers too. I forgot about this till yesterday. I was sitting in a chair and there's this lovely dog that came and sat next to me and just sat there. I'd never seen it before. And after it kind of relaxed, it just started looking, and I had an angle to see right to its eyes. We weren't looking at each other, but I could look into his eyes, and it was just looking happening. And I just got such a strong sense, like, oh my God, like there's no thought happening there. There's just looking. He's listening, and so when he hears something, the senses are working, there's attention, but there's no commentary, there's just looking. And as I tuned into that, I could just feel the presence growing. It's lovely. It's lovely. There's stories of Zen masters waking up, watching a cat sitting at a mouse hole in pure attention. Because that's it. That's what we are. That full, pure attention consciousness. And so that's the transmission. I mean, it's not a mystical thing. Everything is transmitting what it is. This is why nature is so powerful. Likewise, there's no thought, there's no self-referencing, there's no nothing. There's just pure consciousness, being. No distortion. So animals, infants, sages. This is what we're doing here. When we get together in satsang, I mean, we can talk, and we will, and we do, but that's not what satsang is about. It's about being. And so, again, look into Ramana's eyes. if you don't have a concept or a sense of what being is, look in his eyes and soften, relax. And whatever that is that's looking is what's looking out of your eyes. And then feel that, soften into that recognition. If you're wondering why a sense of love and connection and oneness naturally arises, it arises because you're seeing yourself. You're falling in love with yourself. That recognition, mutual recognition. I mean, that's what oneness is. It's self seeing itself. And it's always happy to see itself. The joy, the bliss, the true happiness is not the ecstatic ecstasy, which is what everybody wants, even in spirituality. That's what most people actually want. They want the bliss. They want the bliss. And we want to ride the bliss to an experience of oneness, and we want to approach who and what we are through experience, and it's fine, but I mean, it's not enlightenment. Enlightenment is simpler, it's quieter, it's easier, it's subtler. The bliss of Satchidananda, the bliss of silence is, bring it down 12 octaves. It's peace. That's the bliss. It's peace, peace, peace. I mean, it's almost uncontainable at times, but it's peace, it's silence. So, that was a few words about nothing. So what's on your mind? What would you like to talk about today?